All right. Welcome to the CEN show, a platform where we learn from the world community. I'm your host, Rasaki Mascani, and on the panel this evening, we have Brother Iration, Brother Shelton, and Brother Mashinda. We are having a special edition show this evening because we're doing it on a Monday. And our guest this evening is Dr. Sharita Yazid. She is a naturopathic doctor and has agreed to come on and answer questions related to naturopathic remedies and healing. So if there's any questions that people want to ask in the future about natural ways of healing and natural remedies, and also natural prevention of illnesses and sickness, you will catch Dr. Sharita on here answering questions on a consistent basis. So hopefully we get her on here a few more times this year. But so far we've had her twice on with us, and we have people coming in. So Dr. Sharita is also a person who lives in Ghana, and she has a lot of information related to Ghana, and people could also, on a different show, ask about questions related to Ghana and things of that nature, and how to travel there and visit, and even probably live there. But she has a show that we did with her the first time we encountered her, talking about Ghana. But we're going to get started. So Dr. Sharita, welcome again. And you could tell us a little bit about yourself and what you want us to know, and then we can get started with our questions this evening. And then also, if you wanted to do something prior to that and give us some information, you can do that also. So welcome again, and thanks for coming.
Greetings, family. Thank you for having me. It's always an honor to be able to share anything about wellness in Africa. That's me. I'm a naturopathic doctor specializing in iridology, which is reading the iris of the eyes to determine different ailments in the body. All right, and then also Reiki. I deal with nutritional programs. I do seminars, have weight loss programs, meal plans. I'm a chef, mother of 6, 4 grandchildren. And I'm the CFO of New Body Products, the Goss Corporation. New Body Products was founded by my father, Dr. Paul Goss. The late, great Dr. Paul Goss, may he rise in power still. And we have been around since 1976. And we are very proud to be Black owned and operated. And now, since Dr. Goss has made his transition, now we're also Black women owned, because it's me, my sister, Paulnetta, and my mother, Mrs. Alzonia Goss. And so now we're just here, continuing the legacy. We just, we acquired a building that we're gonna renovate, and we're gonna have our manufacturing of our New Body Products, which we already do, inside of this same facility, along with our health food store, and then our administration office for our New Body Products distributors that are within 17 countries. And I'm here today to answer whatever questions you might have in reference to your wellness. And that's about it. I can go on, but I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Okay, thanks a lot. And I'm gonna start with the questions that I received prior to this show, and then we'll go to the panel. So the first question is, Dr. Sharita, which is better, plant-based or animal-based nutrition?
Plant-based, between the two, but the best is vegetarian. When you say plant-based is like, if you say base, it's based in what? Like, what else is going on, right? So it's like a lot of play on words. Vegetarian was the original word that meant a person who eats vegetation. So that wouldn't include any animals or any animal byproducts like cheese and eggs, and things like that. So the best diet is the vegetarian diet.
Okay.
I'm being political.
Okay. So what are some of the best ways to prepare either type of meals?
So as far as the vegetarian way, I guess the premium diet will be raw food, doing lots of raw fruits and vegetables, lots of juicing, drinking lots of water, whether it's spring water or coconut water. But you want to also try to stay away from so much processed foods. In other words, when you open the package for your meal, it should be the peeling off of an orange, off of a banana. It should be something that's packaged by the Most High. That's the highest frequency as far as eating food. And it's the way that the Most High had made it for us to consume it. And when you do it that way, you reverse lots and lots of diseases, and you also prepare yourself for not it's good for prevention, as well as just overall just health, as far as any issues you have, and you'll start to see it reverse. So and when you're doing it that way, you don't have to worry about going through detoxes 2 to 3 times a year, because your body is always cleansing and rebuilding and regenerating. So that's the best way. Now, as far as different recipes, that would take more video for that, and that's a cooking class. But we do have our YouTube channel, New Earth, where you can see that we have a lot of different videos in reference to cooking vegan foods, vegetarian foods, as well as just talking about health and wellness in general. So you can always go to the New Earth YouTube channel if you want to see some recipes there. And then there's so many different things that's online, so many different chefs, so many different websites. And what I normally tell my clients to do is think about your favorite fruits and vegetables, and then Google recipes for broccoli, recipes for squash, zucchini, and then you'll start to see all these different recipes come up, and then you can go from there. And if you want to keep it raw, then put in raw food recipes for zucchini or what have you. And then you'll be able to find a lot of things there. And just do a lot of research. I would say first things first is just to detox the body when you decide that you want to go into a vegetarian diet, because you want to cleanse out, a lot of the waste and a lot of things you've been eating over time, and then, to have a more of a fresh start. Now, as far as recipes for animal diet, I have one that Dr. Goss used to always share with fish, in reference to fish. So this one you're gonna cook on a pine board. So you're gonna get like a pine board, and then you're gonna put your fish on there, whatever kind it is, and then you put your different seasonings and spices and things like that, and then you take it and put it in the oven, and then you're going to turn it all the way up to 500 degrees. You're going to cook it for an hour, and then once it's cooked, you're going to pull it out, let it cool down, take the fish and scrape it into the trash can, and then eat the pine board. So in other words, there's no recipe from me in reference to eating any animal products. I don't have any recipes for that. That's the best you're gonna get.
That was something.
Eat the pine board. It's more nutritious.
Okay, you was kind of losing me there. Let's go to the next question. If someone has taken birth control pills for several years and has concerns about whether long-term use can impact their fertility, can you share perspectives on this? Are there any steps that should take to support their reproductive health while using or after stopping birth control?
Yeah, so what you want to do, you kind of want to you want to do this over maybe a 3-month period. Like, so I'm assuming that this person is at the point when they're ready to start having babies now. They're ready to start um having children. So you want to take so once they decide, okay, I'm going to stop the birth control, you want to take at least 2 weeks where you're taking the birth control, but you're also eating lots and lots of nutritious foods, lots of greens. You want to get like maybe some sea moss, something where you're dealing with a lot of minerals. You can do moringa powder, or you can get, if you get the fresh leaves, you can do that. And over this period of time, you also want to be taking blood purifiers. And you want to take things that are good for the liver, because most pharmaceutical drugs affects the liver. And the heart as well. But so what you'll do is take like dandelion, whether you take it in capsules, like a dandelion root, or you eat dandelion greens with your salad. And then you can also do milk thistle, which is really good for cleansing the liver. So during this time, you're doing, like I said, you're doing 2 weeks still on your birth control, but you're taking the blood purifiers, like something like burdock, yellow dock, echinacea, um, the different greens too. The moringa is really good for cleansing the blood as well. And then you're going to take the dandelion, also blood purifier, but good for the liver, and then the milk thistle. And during that time, you're do your best to eat live food that has still life in it, food that has not been cooked or processed. And then after that, you're gonna go into doing so that's the first 2 weeks, and then over the next 2.5 months, you're going into a straight vegetarian diet. And the thing is that during this time you want to do lots of vitamins and minerals through your foods, because one, you're getting your body prepared to um, bring on, to bring this life, and you're going to be going through this pregnancy for 9 months plus, and you want to make sure that the body is prepared. And not only with the woman, but you also want to make sure that the man is doing the same thing along with you. It helps you to synergize mind, body, and spirit if you guys are doing everything together, right? So and then while they're doing that, maybe they decide to set a date of when they want to start actually trying to conceive. And during that time, like say, for example, over the 3 months, they want to take at least a couple of months to go through the cleansing and things like that, but not really ready to conceive. They can start taking wild yam. Wild yam is a very good birth control that helps to balance their hormones. It also helps to raise the progesterone levels up to where you don't get pregnant at the time, so you can use it for birth control. But the thing about wild yam is, like, as soon as you stop it, then you become very, very fertile. It makes you very fertile. So that also helps to prepare the person or the woman or the couple rather to get ready to conceive.
Okay, where can you purchase wild yam?
If you're in LA, we definitely have it at New Earth Health Foods in Compton, California. It comes in a capsule form, powder form, and also in tea form, and also extract. So it's best to get it in the form that's most convenient to your lifestyle.
Okay, so what about the wild yam itself? Where would people get that if they wanted the actual yam?
You know what? I haven't seen, the most I've seen it is just like in chips and cut and sip, but I haven't seen the fresh wild yam.
Okay,
So I'm not really sure where to get that.
okay, okay, well, good. Thanks for answering those questions. So this is how we're gonna do it this evening, panel. I'm gonna go around the panel and ask if you have a question. We're gonna do one question. If you don't have a question, you wait till the next time I come back to you and you may have a comment. So we do it that way because we want to get some questions answered about health issues or health prevention. I mean, or building your health. So, you know, maintaining good health. So here we go. I'm gonna start with we got Tanya Lewis. Can you unmute, Tanya? How you doing this evening? Thanks for coming.
Peace, God. Thank you for calling on me. Thank you for creating this platform for us as a community. I'm very grateful for that. Peace, Dr. Sharita. My question is, if a person wants to naturally raise their hemoglobin level, what do you recommend that they do?
Beet juice is really, really good for that. You can also, dandelion is also another one that's good for building the blood as well. The dandelion root in particular. If they're doing capsules, they would do 2 twice a day or even 2-3 times a day, depending on, you know, how severe the problem is. And then, of
Okay,
course, eating lots of green leafy vegetables, lots
okay.
of greens like kale, spinach, chard. You know, even when it comes down to the beets, get the fresh beets with the leaves on it, and make sure you cook the leaves along with it as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And also, one last question. Do you have a formula if they didn't want to do it this way?
We do have the 4PG. It's something that I even use for my prenatal. And it has all the vitamins and minerals known to man. And that would also help to build up the blood. It's even something I take. It was a time when, you know, when menstruating, I would have like really heavy bleeding, and taking the 4PG capsules always helped. Just basically taking a lot of minerals. So that'll help a lot as well. And then also it helps to find the source of as to getting more information as to why the person, you know, has low blood. You know, seeing what kind of diet they have, what kind of lifestyle, you know, see if they have some kind of history where I had actually one of my daughters, she had heavy bleeding. It went on for more than a year. And she would have some breaks in between, maybe 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. And then we come to find out that her optic nerve was pressing on her pituitary gland. You know, and then there's other times I have people where they had a tumor on their pituitary gland because they kept, you know, we kept doing all these different things, and it would work temporarily. And then finally, when we found out what was really going on, then we addressed that within itself. So it depends on, you know, like I said, what's going on with the person. I would have to get a little more information so I can be more specific.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Good
for
to see
that.
you.
Okay, Janita Lewis, welcome.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you to my sister for the invite. I really just got in from work and I'm listening. So thank you so much for the opportunity to speak.
Okay, no question.
No, sir. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thanks for attending. Okay, Sister Adama, greetings.
Hey, Mama. That's my sister.
Adama is muted. I will come back to her. Can you unmute? Well, I'll come back to Sister Adama. All right, Brother Iration, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, man. I'm here right now. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Hello?
Do you have a question?
Okay, yeah. One of the questions, yeah, for Dr. Sharita. I wanted to ask her, what is her remedy for all the heavy metals and all the spraying that they've been spraying the people with and making people sick from the sky. So she have any ideas or any information on that?
Yeah, not only from the skies, but it's also in a lot of our foods that are fresh foods that are not organic. A lot of the pesticides that they use, like Roundup and things like that, they have heavy metals in there as well. Yeah, so you'll see people who are really strict vegetarians, and they're not really paying attention to organic or non-organic, or maybe not growing their own foods. When they're tested, you do see that they have sometimes they have more toxic metals than even people who are that eat meat. So one of the main remedies I might go to all the time is cilantro. Cilantro is really, really good for pulling out toxic metals. And then it's also good to get with some antioxidants as well. A lot of them help to pull out toxic metals. But the cilantro, you'll take it and add it to like maybe if you're making a green juice with I like to do cucumber, ginger, lemon, and celery as the base for my green juices, because I like to be consistent and things have to taste a certain way. So and it also helps my clients to be consistent with taking greens. And then from there, you add in your different greens. So whether it's cilantro or moringa and things like that. Parsley is also another one that's good for pulling out toxic metals out of the system. You can also do things like clays. Like I know Adama would appreciate that. You have different the red clay and green clay that you can use to help pull out toxic metals as well.
Okay.
Okay. Beautiful.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brother Iration. Okay, I think Adama is
Okay, beautiful.
available. Adama, Sister Dama.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Greetings.
Peace and love, my sister.
Hey, sweetheart, how are you?
I missed you.
Bless your heart. How's it going on the continent?
Well, I'm not on the continent. I'm in Compton.
I know, but you've been there though. You're going back, living
Yeah,
there.
I'm going back in a few weeks, and as far as I'm concerned, it's wonderful. Africa has its issues, but what's happening over here, I would take that any issues over there any day. But yeah,
Really?
everything is things are really looking up for us getting citizenship. It's becoming easier. More countries are opening up for us to get citizenship. And I mean, just on a side note, I do encourage people to try to go for the citizenship as best as possible, because you need a country to call you home when things really hit the fan over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're in the States for how long?
I'll be here another couple of weeks.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. But I'm still coming back. I think I'll be back in May or something like that.
Okay, very good. I've been invited to Ghana. Chief Nana Kwepu Dipe, are you familiar with him?
From Atlanta?
No,
Or
he's
he's
in
Ghanaian?
Ghana. He's in Ghana. So I anticipate coming sometime. I'll let you know. But we're grateful to have you. I am impassioned still about creating a global boycott of the death industries.
Yes, and I've
As
always been with you on that.
as a movement, right? And so now, moving into greater degrees of maturity, I know that the intention of the genocide is to phase our lineages out of existence, right?
Yes.
And there's so much conversation we have about food and diet and this and that, but we're not really having the conversation about how to really cleanse from the plethora of nitrates, BHA, BHT, artificial colors, artificial flavors, and all of this.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
there's so many vegan vegetarians that I've known who have passed away from breast cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, and all of that.
Yes.
That's not really being addressed.
Yes.
And whatnot. So, I want us to really be in the place where we are, understanding how perfectly and divinely designed the body is, that it is trying to cleanse itself daily. And
Yes.
90% of what people are eating is clogging, congesting, and constipating. So
Exactly. So yeah, so that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. If we ate the way the Most High intended for us, it will be really even going to a tree, picking the apple, picking the
right,
banana, and or the coconut, and that's the package. It shouldn't be no plastic, no other glass, no other packaging. And if you
right,
in something that is even more wildcraft, even more than organic, heirloom wildcraft is even better. And then there you just reverse all kind of stuff.
right,
Whatever disease is going on, you can reverse it. But then also we also have to deal with that mental side and the spiritual side as well. You know, so I know we're talking about wellness and health, but that's another part that we don't really touch on, you know, too much.
right.
Because you can, as many people that I know that even has gone raw and, you know, but they still got sick, you know, because they're
And
not dealing with the other demons.
right, and it's easier, the consistency over time. But the issue is very few people are really cleansing daily, intentionally. It's like,
Yes,
at the turn of the seasons, or a 30-day detox, or a 40-day fast, so they'll get, and do the herbs for 30 days. And I'm saying that it's really just not
a daily,
enough. It's
it's
not
a
enough.
daily thing. Yeah,
It's
especially right now. Yeah, you
exactly
have to. I was laughing with Mascani. I said, you know, at this point in time, because he's asking me different questions, and I said, at this point in time, you need to prepare yourself to run as fast as you can. Run as fast as hell.
right.
If you're not able to run like that, then that's going to be your barometer as to checking the level of your health. How fast can you get the hell up out of here?
Right, right, right. Absolutely. And so it's the condition of the sisterhood. I am basically really calling the sisters to task. Why? Because we are the mothers. We are the ones having the breasts removed, the uteruses removed, having our
Mm,
pregnant bellies cut open, and we never had to be licensed, certified, and agreed to be women. We did have to be licensed, certified, and agreed to be doctors and lawyers and nurses and
yes,
personal care workers and all of all
yes,
of that. And so the restoration, or the exaltation of the divine feminine, and our conscious care to be reinstated upon the path of everlasting life through our own clearing, cleansing, purification, consecration, and whatnot, is really what's needed, so that as we're maturing, we're not declining. As we're maturing, we're becoming more dynamic. I think that, the will of existence, or that which we refer to as the creator or God, intended for each generation to become more dynamic than the previous one, or
right,
for each
yes,
generation to come into eldership, so that at a certain point in time, we have the light, we have the wisdom, we have the wherewithal, we have the energy, we have the vitality, as well as the capacity for really being the vehicles and vessels of the creator's will, to ensure the progression of those that have come under us.
yes, yes. And
And
now when we're dealing with our elders, if they make it to eldership, they don't remember nothing.
yeah,
They're
I don't
losing, you know,
say that's not eldership, that's oldership. You just got old. And
right.
Hey,
Yes, that's deterioration.
well, I
Yeah,
right,
so but
appreciate that.
that part
I
is very important. Yes,
right. So
appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry.
setting a new precedent for what life is. Now this is my point. Everybody has life. Everybody has life. There is no greater gift. Everybody has life. There's no greater blessing. There is no greater wealth. You can take all of the money that's ever been printed, all of the coin that's ever been minted. It doesn't have the value of one beat of our heart or one breath that we take. The issue is we've not all committed to living.
Exactly,
We have been
exactly.
taught a lifestyle versus a lifestyle. So that's the reason why we do what we do, because we're livicated to life. So that's what we're doing. Appreciate that, Sister Adama.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
you. All right.
Okay, Brother Mashinda, do you have a question?
I do. Yeah, thank you again for coming back to give us some insight. Yeah, I just wanted to know if Dr. Sharita, I started a garden again for the spring and got some cucumbers and different things, some cayenne peppers and some different things. They're seedlings right now. I was wondering if you have any source for seeds, for some of those plants that are in Ghana or something like that. I'm trying to, expand my uh, garden and make,
I do have a few things, but they're there. They're in Ghana, but I can consider bringing some back, when I come.
yeah,
Just things that are rare, Um,
yeah.
only thing I think
Well,
I brought back was the butterfly pea, which is like this blue flower. That's good for a
okay.
lot of different remedies. It's been used for like an antioxidant, it's used for cancer, it's used for even growing the hair and things like that. Good for the respiratory. Um, but I think that's the only thing I brought back, a little bit of that to put into our garden that we have here.
I
But
see.
yeah, I can do
So
that. I can remember to when I come back to gather some different seeds that's from over there. Because
yeah.
what's happening in Ghana right now is they're bringing in the GMO, and of course the government Ministry of Health and Ministry of Agriculture, of course, are selling out because everybody has a price, and unfortunately, the price is very low over there. I can even afford corruption in Ghana,
Ah,
and so but the good thing is, well, I'll tell you a story. There was a organization that had came to Ghana. I happened to be with a tour group that was getting ready to leave out. So we're in the lobby of this hotel. So as we're leaving out, these people are coming in. And one of the tourists that just went and just curious, he said, he just played the role like, oh, where you guys from? He said, oh, we're from America. He said, oh, I'm from America too. What part? So they're talking. He's trying to act friendly, even though he's really just trying to figure out what they were doing there. Because it was mostly white people, and I think they had one sister in there, but he's talking to the white folks. So they say, "Oh, we're coming here to, to bring, seeds, to the community, to the villages, and we're going to show them, the whole thing about." He said, "Well, is it GMO, genetically modified?" And they were like, "Yes, as a matter of fact, it is." And they did their whole spill of, these seeds. I mean, when you plant this, the food is going to last longer. It's going to have a longer shelf life. You don't have to worry about insects and all the different things that they sell. And so after he finished saying what he had to say, this brother lit him have it. How dare you come here to Africa to bring this? We don't need your seeds. This is Africa. This place is so fertile you can spit on the ground and something will grow. So why are you here? You're just here to poison our people. I already know about the GMO, and I know what kind of problems that we have in America because of it. Oh, he just went in. He just went in. Then later on, so he tells me that he's talking to these people, and they got to the point where they were so scared that the people, the leader of the group, just rushed them out of the lobby and put them onto the bus. But they had told the guy like where they were going, this area called Pong, Npong. And so I was like, okay, this is one of the most fertile places. This is the Volta area. And literally the place is so green and lush. They don't need any help with anything. So um but what I come to find is, and so what happens, they go into the village, they talk to the chief, and then they were doing things like, okay, we're going to give you our seeds. They did their whole spill. And then they asked them for their seeds. And I said, just think about it. If something was wrong with your seeds, why would they take them? Like, that doesn't make sense. And so, and one thing I noticed dealing with Ghanaians is that when you make it make sense, when the math ain't mathing, they're like, okay, what's going on? But once you make things make sense, they're easier to change over into what's right. So when it comes down to the GMO, it'll be difficult to put it on the market there. They're doing testing right now. They've been allowed to do testing, but it's difficult to deal with the people there because when you tell them about GMO, and I'll say, there's watermelons that don't have seeds. There's grapes that don't have seeds. And their first thing is that, well, if it doesn't have seeds, how do you grow another one? We never ask that question over here. We're just like, good, no seeds. What a nuisance. Now I can just eat the watermelon straight, or just eat the grapes and just enjoy it more, because we like convenience. So that's the saving grace for over there, is that the people are confused about that, like fake food, a fake orange, fake, it doesn't have seeds in it. It doesn't rub right with them. So that's the thing that I'm happy about, is that it's not going to be able to come on the scene as easy. And plus, there's a food sovereignty of Ghana that's been in court with the government for at least, I think it's going on 5 years now. And it's been a back and forth, because at one point in time, they had the Farmers Association with them, where they had 20,000 members. They had the political group, the CPP, which was Kwame Nkrumah's political group. That's now his daughter, Sami Nkrumah, is over. And then we had the Vegetarian Association of Ghana, and a couple of organizations. And as we went to about maybe the third or fourth hearing, then the farmers switched over and went to the other side. They got bought out. So now it's a matter of just going straight to the villages, going straight to the chiefs in particular, because it's easier to do that, because they have a chieftaincy association. And if you can just get to the association and get them the information, then we'll be able to stop that GMO from spreading throughout Africa.
Okay, thanks a lot. All right, Brother Shelton, you have a question?
Peace. Yes, I do. My question is, I have a couple questions, but I've been making a lot of salads lately, kale salads, different things like that. And I was telling my dad about it, and he was like, oh, you should be careful. There's a lot of vitamin K in it. And I know you were speaking about, collard greens, cilantro, and different things, kale, and different spinach, and different things like that. Is there an amount that you should consume, being aware of the vitamin K, or is that not really a concern like that?
It's not a concern. We're dealing. They're coming from, I guess, the orthodox medical or Western point of view, and basically, you can eat as much as you want. The vitamin K is not a concern, because when we eat our food, is whole foods. So we're not just taking the vitamin K. No mineral really works by itself without some kind of assistance. I remember watching a documentary of the man who so-called started this whole thing about vitamin A, B's, separating all the different vitamins. And he said he never meant for them to be taken separately. He was just given the information that this does this. Vitamin A takes care of the eyes. Vitamin B is for the nervous system. Vitamin C builds up the immune system. So he just put the information out there. He said he never meant for it to be taken in isolation. So when you're eating your greens, you're eating a whole food. It's almost like the vitamin K is there, but it's also it's like going to war. It's being assisted by all kind of other nutrients with it.
Right.
So of course, if you're taking vitamin K by itself, you're going to have the result that he's talking about, where you end up having blood clots, and or it helps to unclot the blood as well.
Right.
And then so I have a friend whose doctor is always telling her that stop eating greens because of the vitamin K, because she does have a blood clot, I think, in her lungs. And he's afraid that if she eats the vitamin K, the blood clot will loosen and then go to her brain. So after a while, it's like, okay, you're on all these different medicine, you got all these different respiratory problems for so long, and evidently what they're doing is not working. So why don't you just try it my way? Just eat more fruits and vegetables, eat less starchy foods, do some juicing, do smoothies and things like that. So she really got into doing the juicing, right? And then she was like, wow, shoot, I just feel so good. I feel so strong. My energy, I lost weight. my skin, my hair, my eye, everything, right? And then so she goes to her doctor and he says, and then she tells him that he tells her that, wow, you look good and your numbers are good and all these different things. What are you doing? She told him what he was doing, and he said, "Oh, you gotta stop doing that. That you're gonna have problems with with the vitamin K." And I'm just like, but you felt the best you ever felt in your life.
Right.
Like, why don't you just listen to your body? It has an
Right.
intelligence, But anyway, but we're so caught up into the doctors, and we give them they have a God complex because we treat them as gods.
Right. My next question, going to what you were talking about with juicing and everything like that, how often should, like, you talked about making that green juice. How often would somebody make that green juice? Is it like an everyday thing, couple times a week thing?
You can do it every day.
Mm.
You can do it can be your morning wash.
Right. And how long would like if I made a bunch on like a Sunday, like how long would that last if I kept it in the fridge?
You normally you want to drink your juice as soon as you make it to get the best, the most nutrients and a lot of the enzymes. And as time goes, the enzymes start to decrease as well as the nutrient level.
Right.
But you're still gonna get, some nutrition. You're still gonna get nutrition from it. So I would say within 3 days, like once you make it, drink it within 3 days, because we do understand people have schedules. You can't be doing juicing, all the time, fresh juicing all the time.
Right.
And unless, I mean, you can, it just maybe means you got to get up an hour and a half earlier,
Right.
But yeah, ideally, if you put it in the fridge, try not to go past 3 days.
Okay. Thank you. I definitely want to come by your the shop you were talking about too.
Oh yeah, and definitely come on Friday.
Okay.
Because we're gonna be blackity black on that day.
All right, for sure.
All right, thank you. Okay, Coach Grind.
Yes, hello there. Thank you so much. Hello, Dr. Sharita. It's Toya.
Hey, Toya.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I have a question. So my daughter broke her ankle a week ago and she has to have surgery. They have to put screws in it, yada yada. Do you have a formula? She's 17. Do you have a formula that I could use for her, or do you have any recommendations to help her heal faster or better? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, again, high minerals. So we do have our 4PG that has 4PG has cayenne pepper, dandelion, kelp, and alfalfa. And between those four, they have all the minerals known to man. You can also do the sea moss, and the sea moss has the 92, but you can add the burdock and bladderwrack to get the full 102 minerals. So just think about just her doing minerals on a high, starting now, even before the surgery.
Okay.
And then afterwards, of course. And then one thing that's really, really good is comfrey. Comfrey is some people talk against comfrey, but comfrey I've been taking all my life. It's my favorite herb. It saved my life as far as I was born with respiratory issues, and it's kind of something I have to manage. And when it comes down to comfrey is I use it for my respiratory, but it's also known as a bone mender or a tissue mender. And so when you and I think we have somebody here from Ghana. If somebody's here from Ghana, I think somebody's from Ghana. We have something called a tampon in Ghana. And what it does, and I give you an example, Dr. Goss had actually cut the tip of his finger all the way through to the bone, trying to fix on a generator, and the fan, the wind blew the fan and it ended up cutting his finger. So immediately he got cayenne pepper to stop, the bleeding, because it's good for stopping hemorrhaging. So got the cayenne pepper powder and put it on there. And then put the comfrey on the finger, and then took it and wrapped it, and then would change it maybe every other day. But by the time he got to the third, fourth day, the skin on the outside had already started attaching itself.
Wow.
Yeah, same thing happened with my son. He bust his nose falling off a bike, and then I was able to put the comfrey on there after the stopping the bleeding, and then that was able to close up the pores. And It's just really it's say for example the doctor says, oh, you're going to be on the cast for 6 weeks. This will cut it down to 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Like it's almost half the
Okay.
time for the
Okay.
healing, as long as they're consistent.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
So
you
with
so
our
much.
formula, we have comfrey and fenugreek mixed together. If you
Mm,
want to take it in capsule form, or you can just get the powder
okay. Okay.
itself. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank
And
you
this
so
is the
much.
root. And just to be sure, this is the root, not the leaf. This is the root.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a
And
lot.
Coach Brian is doing some phenomenal work, with dealing with energy healing and dealing with sisters, bringing themselves back to balance. She's an inspirational speaker. So thank you for coming on. I just want to throw that plug out there.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for attending. Okay, we just had a person join us, Jason Vargas. Do you want to unmute and ask a question?
How do you mute this so they can't hear?
How you doing? I'm listening in right now.
Okay,
I'm new to your group here, so I'm just listening in. I'm gonna see what's going on here real quick, if you don't mind.
okay. Well, we're taking questions at the moment, and then we're going to end with comments.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Brother Iration, did the young lady have a
Yes, sir.
did the young lady that just showed up have a question?
No, I don't think so right now. Do you have a question? No.
Okay.
Oh,
So now,
okay, no. No,
so
we're
since,
trying to. Go ahead.
so since we have you on here, Brother Iration, unmuted, do you have a comment for Dr.
Okay.
Sharita? Because we're gonna
Well,
close
no
out.
comment for her. I just want to give. Well, I like to give her props. She commented on a lot of good stuff. She talked about nitrates, nitrites, GMO foods, um, Roundup. I can take you all the way back to I was a kid when I used to work in the soybean fields in the South, and we had to actually walk through 100, 200 acre fields, and we actually pull the weeds out of the beans. Well, now they got what's called a Roundup ready soybean. So what they do, they spray the soybeans twice a year with Roundup, and it kills the weeds, and the beans still survive. So she made some good points, and I'm glad also in Africa that they don't want any GMO foods and they're fighting against it. So, we've been under attack for a long time. It's good to hear some good information and some good truth regarding food and health and all that. I mean, just really good. So what I'm gonna do is you'll be able to you have this show recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well what I want to do is you can send it to me and I'll go ahead and record it with my own. I really want to keep it because she hit on a lot. I mean, everything just great. Okay, so fantastic. All right,
All right.
and that's good for me now.
By the way,
I
folks,
appreciate
I
you.
want to tell you that Brother Iration is one of the founding members of this platform. So I give a lot of credit to him, and he exposed me to a lot of great thinkers and Black thinkers and people of that nature. So he's one of our original founders. So thanks for attending. All right, Kenya
No,
Lewis.
pleasure being here. Okay.
Kenya Lewis.
Yes, hi. Okay, so I did have another question, but before I ask the question, I like all of us to take a moment of silence for Baba Gus, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here having this meeting with Dr. Sharita.
It wouldn't be me. Yes.
So if we can just take a quick moment of silence, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you put that picture up again, please?
I sure can. Hopefully it shows. I got my
Yes.
filter on, so you can't really
Yeah, we can see it.
see it.
We can see it good.
I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to get I couldn't figure it out. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kenya. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
next time this will be my background,
Appreciate you.
because he lives in the background of my mind and in my heart.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Tanya and Tanya are the ones that's helping us with the land in Arizona and making sure, helping us get it back ready so we can start having our seminars that we used to have like 5 times a year. So yeah, very, very grateful, very grateful. And we are still looking for other people to come and help to volunteer, you know, to make some things happen. There's 800 acres of land, 800 plus. And it's in Arizona, and we have some, you know, some herbs growing on the land, but we want to do some more gardening. Just want to, basically, he got it to build a city, and that was the vision, to build a city, to have it for times like this. This is, he predicted that we were going to be coming into these times where we're going to have to live off the grid, you know, be able to go far away somewhere and be able to, you know, sustain ourselves. And so, and get away from the city. So that was always a thing that he did, to get away from the hood. Because, you know, this activism work, this activist work is not easy work, you know, and it can be very taxing. So you have to go somewhere where you can recharge.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
thank you, sis.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my question is for my dad. My dad is 85, and he's had several cornea transplants just last year alone. And none of it is working. That's in his right eye. And now he's complaining that his vision in his left eye is failing as well. And I would love to introduce him to a holistic approach. He does take CMOS, but that's just a catalyst. That's not everything. And I do have my sister, Jonita Lewis is my sister. And so if you could give us any advice on how we can help my dad, it would be greatly appreciated.
You know, you have to deal with, first of all, what's causing it. You have to stop feeding it, stop feeding the problem. And high starchy foods, sugary foods, are one of the main culprits when it comes down to dealing with the eyesight, well, problems in the body, period, but definitely dealing with the eyesight. So you want to see if you can get him off, at least reduce tremendously the starchy, sugary foods. See if you can
Okay.
get him to drink more water, spring water. Of course, get them into juicing. The same thing we talked about earlier, as far as, you know, the diet, getting to juicing and things like that. A lot of times, you know, we've talked before, you know, Chinya, and when it comes down to family, you know, it's you're fighting with everybody to make things happen, right? So some of
Yeah.
the things that I realized that people would accept, you know, is going through the food. They might not take, you know, be okay with the herbs. They don't want to take them off of the medicine that the medical doctor has given to them. But one of the things that you can do is just look for all kind of different foods that are really good for the eyesight, or whatever problem, diabetes, heart disease, you know, whatever the problem is, and find those foods and then eat them as much as possible in the highest frequency, which is raw, or doing juicing and things like that. So if anything, I think it'd be easier for you to just add in like the juicing and the raw foods, as
Yeah.
opposed to taking them off any type of medicine, and then just getting the family to understand that. I mean, I think most people would probably agree, or get information about starches and sugar being a problem in the diet. I think we can all agree with that, no matter who you talk to. And then if they don't agree, just tell them to stop doing sugar for 3 days and see what happens, and tell them and see what happens to them. They'll go through some
Okay.
serious withdrawals, because it's the number one drug on the market. It's harder to get off of sugar than cocaine. You see, so and then as far as the herb, if you can get him to take, we have EYE, it's a formula, you know, that he can take. Bilberry is also another one that's really good for, which we're adding to our line, I think next week. I think it's next week. We're adding bilberry to our line as well. So that'll be something that he can take, that you can get the eye bright, which is in the EYE formula, as well as you can get it by itself, or you can buy it in the powder or tea form and make it into a tea, strain it, and then use it as an eye wash.
Okay.
Another thing is guava leaves as well. You can take the guava leaves and steep them, you know, make it into a tea, and then also use that as an eye wash. It really helps to pull out a lot of mucus out of the eyes. And that's one that really kind of the main problem is a lot of mucus.
Okay, thank you. And then one last thing, I'm sorry, guys, but I help a lot of people. I help a lot of people, so I ask a lot of questions for a lot of people who not brave enough to ask for themselves. But I do have a customer that she's just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and you said you brought back butterfly pea.
Yeah, it's a flower. It's a blue flower.
Okay.
Really beautiful flower. It's like a what they call the creeper, where like as soon as you plant it, it starts growing. It just starts attaching itself to whatever's around it. So you have to make sure whenever you get it, it's like something you put on the wall or um, around a pole or something like that. But yeah, that's one thing. But when you're at stage 4, it's going to take a lot more than something like that. Diet is going to be the biggest thing that they have to do, and then we have different herbs that they can take as well for that. But when somebody's that far, you have to really have the conversation with them. One thing I always ask them is, do you have anything to live for? That's the first thing. If the answer is yes, then we go forward. If they're stuttering and they're like, I've even had one that said, no, my life is not the way it is. My wife left me. My children I have problems with me. No, I don't have anything to live for. And that only one person has told me told me that. And so I told him, I said, I don't really have a service for you. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you need to go to a hospice. And it was his friend that brought him. His friend was the one that was desperate for him to live. So I said, okay, start right now. His friend had water. You start drinking water right now. That's going to be the first thing. I gave him different herbs that he can go ahead and take, but he was already done with living, so I think he died the next week. You see? So I think that situation was the one that made me say, I'm gonna make sure that I ask people when they're having some serious ailments, where the doctor has given up, and ask them, do you have something to live for? So once they say yes, then we go from there. So you have to see the mindset. The mind can heal you or it can kill you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to make sure that the person is mentally ready to make the change. It's not always about, it was never only about the eating and what you're consuming. You know what I'm saying? You're consuming through your mouth, your eyes, your ears, your environment is coming through your skin, we're consuming in so many different ways. So we have to make sure like the people that's around you, making sure you have more positive people around. Laughing is definitely medicine. So I always tell people watch a lot of comedy. I love comedy. I watch so much comedy. I'm laughing
Me too.
all the time because it feels damn good,
Yes,
to
I
laugh,
say.
so yeah, so this,
Yeah.
you have to kind of get the I think that's the reason why holistic healers, we take much longer with our clients. When you're dealing with your clients, it's never like a doctor where you sitting there, you fill out the paperwork, then the nurse might come do something, they take your vitals, and then when the doctor's ready to come in, he looks at the chart. Sometimes he don't even look at you. He's looking at the chart the whole time, talking, and you might get 5 minutes, and then that's that. But with healers, we have to dig a little bit deeper. We have to deal with it from a holistic point of view. And me, I like to deal with the emotional side. I want to see what was going on with you emotionally when you started having, these issues. For example, if somebody has diabetes and its onset, it's like it just came on, right? It's associated with sorrow. So I had a sister friend I was working with at this wellness center. We had all these different therapists, and she came to me. She had diabetes, and she said, I just acquired it like just a few years ago. I said, well, what happened a few years ago? She said, well, my mother died, and she was very, very close to her mom. That was like her best friend. So you can imagine the kind of sorrow she was going through. And then what happens when you go through that? You start eating comfort foods, which is usually sugary, crunchy, salty, all these different foods. And then next thing you know, your sugar is out of balance. You see, and so but if I had not asked her that question, then it would have been maybe a little bit harder for me. I can give her the herbs and things like that, but when I ask that question, then I'm able to pinpoint, okay, this is pretty much the root. And then I'm able to tell her, okay, it's because you've been eating this way, because you've been doing this. Or I can ask her more questions like, what are you eating? You know, in particular. And I get very specific. I tell them to tell me what you ate this morning. Tell me what you ate last night. Well, can you? A lot of times people don't even remember the foods that they eat because they're just consuming. So even that makes it to where people start to write down. I tell them start every day, write down everything that you're eating, whether it's good or bad. Write down everything that you're eating so you can know what you're taking into your body. So many times we're just sitting. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. I'm working. I'm on a computer. I'm on a laptop, and I'm just snacking on something. And if somebody asks me what I ate that day, I'm like, I've been so busy in my work, I can't even remember. You know, so you have to have more conversations with your clients or family members or whoever is sick, and get more to the root cause of the problem so you can better help them.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Jason Vargas, you needed some information? Want to unmute?
I think you asked him earlier. I think he's just listening.
Well, he had a question through the chat.
Oh, there's one on the chat.
Let me just say it. He said, I would like to help. How can I get more information?
Oh yeah, I was
So-
talking about I heard y'all with the gardening and all of that. I think I caught a little glimpse of something about some gardening or helping out with some growing stuff or something.
Are you
I
talking
think
about the
someone was
butterfly
asking
pea,
about the
Vargas?
seeds.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he might be
Oh.
asking about the butterfly pea, Dr. Sharita.
Okay, yeah. Well, we were talking earlier about just acquiring seeds from Africa, and I was saying that I would try to bring some back of what I have, and I got several people that have different seeds. I have a friend that's always gardening, and her whole thing is that everybody needs to be growing something. So she'll just come to your house, start digging up dirt, and she's okay. I planted beans and tomatoes. I'm going over to Kwame's house, and I'm going to plant this. And the whole thing is that her thing was to have everybody growing something, and then once it's grown, we can exchange with each other, which is something I really believe that we need to start doing right now. We can do it in our different gardens. Some of us are living in apartments and things like that. So there's different ways you can still grow your food, using like some of these plastic bottles, cut them out and put some dirt in it. I have a friend that actually teaches how to grow food no matter what environment you're in. She's actually in Ghana. And we're going to be having her do some workshops online in Ghana so you can see it, at that time. But I do plan on, when I come back in May, bringing what I can to share. Now, one website you might want to go to, like right now, where you can get heirloom seeds. The heirloom seeds means that this is coming from a tree or a plant that's more than 50 years old. So, so you can what is this? Survival Essentials, I think is the name. I have to look. Let me just
Okay.
as I'm thinking about it, I'll look it up. But I think it's Survival Essentials, and you can. I think the last time I ordered something, I had 144 different seeds, of which it might be cucumbers and maybe 3 types of cucumbers, or okra and a couple of type of okras. But you're able to get a good amount. They're all like I said, heirloom, and it doesn't have any type of chemicals, and it's not GMO.
Yeah.
When you grow something, it's going to grow again and again after generation after generation.
Okay.
So I believe it's Survival Essentials.
Survival essential. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brother Mashinda, comment? Just listening. Coach
Yeah,
Grind?
yeah.
Coach Grind? Okay, Sister
No,
Adama,
no, thank you. I'm okay. Thank you so much.
Sister Adama. Okay. Janita Lewis.
Okay, yeah, that's it. It's let me see if I can find a way to put it into the thing. Survival-essentials.com.
You want me to show that?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can just put it inside the chat. Yeah, there's many varieties, and like I said, they're heirloom.
Survival what?
Survival-essentials.
Okay, that's it?
.com.
Yes.
Also, if anybody has like a Trader Joe's, if you live by a Trader Joe's, they give out these buckets for free that they usually have their plants or their flowers in. It's like this. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's pretty big. You can't see it because my filter's in the background, but they give them away for free. You just put some holes in them and start some gardening.
But buckets of seeds, you said?
No, they don't give out the seeds. They just give away the buckets. There's a lot of
Oh,
times, people have economic difficulties or, they just feel like I can't afford to start. Well, you can do that. You can compost your food with some cardboard and then you just get your seeds and there you go.
oh, okay, okay. I think we need to start some kind of group. At least, at least start in your area. So when I grew up, we didn't have the typical backyard. I mean, at first we had the grass with the swings and the slides and things like that with a dog. And then Pops was like, you know what? We digging up all this stuff. So now we got, when you go to our backyard, it's so many. We got avocado tree, guava, apple, cherry moya, passion, grapefruit,
In
persimmon,
Compton?
honey loquat, fig, bamboo, pomegranate, a
Mm.
grapevine that's been around for older than me, lemon tree. I can't even think of everything, but that's just in, I'm in Compton, I'm on a typical plot, and all that was grown there, including, when he was with us, he was growing all the, like the different greens and beets and, all those different things. We just haven't been able to maintain that. But the trees are bearing, a peach tree, even a peach tree, wonderful peaches. So he just making it where you didn't have no excuse. Everything was right there. And he talking about a busy man, very, very busy, but he always took out that time 2, 3 times a week, come to the house, start, watering, doing something, and it was also part of his meditation. It was also part of de-stressing. Gardening really, really helps. Or just even standing, even if you're not gardening, go stand in somebody's garden and ground yourself. You really, you're getting nutrition just through osmosis.
Ashe.
Okay, I think I.
So Dr. Sharita, any last words? We
At
have
this point in time, I
and Dr.
aside
Sharita,
of just,
Dr. Sharita,
can
can
you
you
hear me?
hold for a second?
Okay.
We have somebody that just came. Yvette Bowden.
Hello.
Hi, we're ending. Did you have one question for Dr. Sharita before we end?
No, I actually just came and I forgot all about. I don't even know what this is.
Okay, you don't have a health question related to health and have also a natural way for health remedy or prevention?
Well, I had a question of if you have I- okay, if you have like a how can I pose a question? If you have like a headache and it's on like one side of your head, what is that?
Are you on the cell phone a lot?
Well, I don't put it to my face though. Sometimes I put it on my I put my Bluetooth on.
Yeah, so you're doing with the AirPods, the earbuds?
Yeah, I mean, I got one. I bought a new one, and I don't have you don't have to stick it in your ear. You just stick it right by your ear.
Okay, you're still dealing with it, even dealing with the cell phone, in general. It can even be sitting on, on the table and you have it on speakerphone.
Mhm.
We're always dealing with this radiation. And I remember reading an article in reference to how strong the radiation is. So
Mhm.
say, for example, you were to take a light that will be strong enough to shine on you for you to be able to see the different parts of your body. They
Uh-huh.
said that's how strong the radiation is.
Mhm.
So it's good to and it's even a habit I try to do, but take the phone and put it in another room. I mean, it's hard for me. I try to turn my phone off, but it's kind of hard because I'm kind of 24 hours because I live in Ghana and I live here. So when I'm in
Mhm.
Ghana, I have to deal
Mhm.
with here, which is 8 hours difference. And then, same thing over there, vice versa. So it's good to try to have the phone away from you as much as possible. Just use it when necessary. Um,
Okay.
yeah, but that's one thing. And then you also want to, do you eat a lot of sugar, starchy foods, sugar,
No, not. I don't really.
even
No,
if it's
not
vegan?
really.
Yeah.
Um,
And what about starches, potatoes, rice, pasta, bread,
I
all those
I
different.
don't eat a lot of bread though. I mean, I have a sandwich every one. And it's not every day.
Yeah, but are you eating rice, pasta?
No, I don't eat none of that.
Okay. Yeah, so what would you say is a typical, are you a vegetarian?
I want to be, but it's just a chicken part. I love grilled chicken.
Oh, okay. The chicken. You're dealing with a lot of hormones, a lot of chemicals and stuff, and I'm not sure if you're getting organic. Well, they say organic, but my father used to say the chickens don't have roots, so how can it be organic? But
Right, right.
yeah, but so I'm just trying to pinpoint some different things it might be. Like if I was to give you iridology reading, I might be able to see something. But
Mhm.
just generally speaking, is this something you get on a regular basis, the headache?
Well, no, it comes and goes. I mean, I don't. This is actually. I remember one time I was walking, and it kind of was a little sore, like right on my side of my head, and then
Yeah.
it went away. It didn't really. And then I woke up one morning with a headache, and this was like maybe last couple of weeks. I woke up one time with a headache, and it was just throbbing like right in my forehead there, and I'm like, wow. But I
Okay.
go ahead.
So you definitely want to do a detox, a full body detox, and
Okay.
then focus on your lymphatic system. That's a drainage system of the body.
Yeah,
So
I got
focus
some
on your
tea.
lymphatic system.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I got some tea for it's blood cleanser, and
Yeah.
then like a detox, and I've been drinking
Yes.
that for a couple of weeks.
Yes. And then make sure
Okay.
you're drinking a good amount of water, at least a half gallon to a gallon of
Oh
spring
yeah,
water.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
do a lot of juicing. Green juice helps a lot. It helps with a lot of different things. You
Okay.
can also try to do vitamin C as
Okay.
well, like
Okay.
ascorbic acid. Get
Uh-huh.
the powder and then just add it to your water or juice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I gotta I I think when you my I like my tea, and I like to put a little bit of sugar in it, and then sometimes I would overdo it, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, cause I don't want to get too much, but then I
Oh, see, you see, that's what I like when people keep talking. They tell me what's going on.
yeah, I like the
So
sweet
that
tea.
sugar is
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe, either try not to sweeten it at all because if you're doing the herbal teas for medicinal purposes, right?
Oh, oh,
You want to make sure that you don't put anything in there. You just deal with the tea itself.
okay.
But if
Oh,
you
I can
having
do
the
that.
tea just, for, every day, just something to enjoy, maybe use something like agave or even another fruit juice. Do like
Okay.
add a fruit juice to it, you know.
Okay. Okay.
And then you know, something like maybe apple juice or something like that. And then you can get your sweetener that way.
Okay. All right. And
Mm-hmm.
put like another and then coconut water. I usually put that in my smoothies and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and then drink a lot of coconut water as well. I drink
Okay.
at least 3 liters a day when I'm in Ghana because it's that cheap
Okay.
compared to here.
Okay. All right.
You know, but it's you know, it's kind of like a whole foods filled with a lot of electrolytes, and it helps to build up the immune system. Does a lot of things actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but and then also when you're having these headaches, you can drink a good amount of water, maybe about a quart of water, and then just go lay down and relax.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
what
if
I
it's
usually try to
stress
do.
related,
Yeah.
if you're dealing with a
Mm.
lot of stress, then get some B vitamins, a B
Okay.
complex,
Okay.
and that'll help as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
There's so
appreciate
many different things. I mean, when it comes down to like all these different things we're talking about as far as ailments, there's so many different herbs, you know, that I can list, you know, but I try to I'm just going off the top of my head what I know. But um and yeah, and I don't want to bombard I don't know if everybody's taking notes, but I don't want to bombard you with so long of a list. It's just, you know, just do some simple things. But
you.
at the end of the day, we need to be detoxing at least every 3 months. And as my
Mhm.
sister earlier said, really you need to be doing it every day. You know, and
Oh
so
yeah. Yeah.
a lot of times
Mhm.
when you're waking up in the morning, you know, after you breaking your fast, your break fast,
Mhm.
it's best to do an internal wash with water, lemon water, or coconut water, you
Okay.
know, and then take your time before you start eating anything, unless it's going to be like a smoothie or fruit juice, you know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually
Hmm.
take my time. Sometimes I don't even be that hungry in the morning, and then
Right.
the first thing I'll do is get some water, and
Hmm.
so I can wake up my organs, and then I just when I get hungry, I eat when I get hungry, and I've been going to the gym a lot too. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes a difference too. So, which means that you're sweating more. So you definitely have
Yeah.
to drink more water.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
If I go
definitely.
to the gym and I sweat and I don't drink water, I'll get a headache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I did that before too. My trainer, he was telling me, he said, "Well, did you bring your water in?" I said, "Well, no, I didn't bring my water bottle in." And he was like, "Oh, okay, well, come on." He walked with me to the water fountain, and he said, "Well, you gotta drink something, drink something." So I'm drinking and
Yeah.
drinking and drinking. He said, "Drink some more," and then we went back
Yeah.
to working out. So yeah,
Yeah, they know it's
yeah,
very important. Water is
oh
I
yeah,
mean, water is life.
mm-hmm,
We're 70, 80% water,
mm-hmm,
you know,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
yeah, you have to, water is very important.
yeah.
So,
All right,
yeah. Yeah,
okay,
so you'll be fine. Just drink the water. It'll
okay.
de-stress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been kind of stressing about a few bills and stuff, and I got relatives that moved in, and stuff
Mm,
is just really going, and then you got these political stuff, and I don't even pay close attention to
yeah.
that stuff because some of the times it's like that's stressful too. So I try to turn off the TV and not do it, not listen to none of that because we're gonna be all right. I know we are.
It,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you know, I tell everybody at the end of the day, no matter who the president, what's going on, we
Mhm.
still black in America, so
Yeah.
business as usual.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah, I want to move out of the country. I really do.
yeah, well, I can help you do that because you know,
I
I'm
know
trying to get
that's
to the
right.
point where I never have to come back, you know, but it's, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Right.
All
yeah,
right,
so which leads me to the my closing, which is
Dr. Sharita,
at this time.
Dr. Sharita,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
quickly, one more, and we got, I just got a last question for you, and
I
you
ain't
can
gonna
make
lie, I have a last question too, but but it's all good. I understand.
it.
No, I'm fine. I mean,
Okay,
what
well, if
time
you
is it?
like,
Yeah, I'm good.
if you guys want to stay around, we could do a few more. But black maca and ashwagandha benefits, Dr. Sharita.
Um, black maca. I can't really. Well, I know maca. Maca is good for energy. It's in the ginseng family. It helps to balance hormones and yeah, good. I use it for mostly for balancing hormones and for energy. And black, usually when something is black, it just means it has more. It's just stronger. It's more potent. That's what I come to find about like black sesame seeds and, black rice and, all these different things that are black is usually something that has a stronger potency. That's the only thing I can say about the black maca. And then the other one was what?
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha is like an adaptogen, which means that you're adapting to your environment. So if you're high stress or high, it's a balancer. It helps to balance. If you're depressed, you feel down, depressed, it'll help to balance, to bring you back to a balanced state, a happy state. If you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, then it helps to bring you, helps to calm you down. So it's considered what they call the adaptogen of the herbs.
Okay, thank you. Tanya Lewis.
Yes. So I heard Dr. Sharita telling Yvette about the cell phone. And I know a lot of us, we can't part from our cell phone. So I wanted to bring a mention to, it was called a Faraday bag. I'm not sure if you guys know what a Faraday bag is, but it's designed to block the electromagnetic fields from mobile phones and other sources of communication, that can harm us. It also does signal isolation. If you feel like you got, you have something personal you want to talk about and you don't want the government to interfere. So it's called a Faraday bag. I think you can find them probably on Amazon.
Faraday, can you spell that or put it in the chat?
Yes, it is Faraday, and I'll also put it in the chat. But
Okay.
they have Faraday cages for your bed. They have Faraday bags, for your electronics, and grounding sheets. Yvette, grounding sheets is a good source too, as well. To help you balance yourself, and also when you working out with your trainers, at the end of your session, always keep you an orange or some type of citrus with you, so you can have that citrus to put in what you just lost out after you work out, and then you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
It
you.
gives you
I mean,
energy too. The
yeah.
citrus will give you that energy too.
Yeah, I have like the little navel oranges, and I bought it like a bag the other day, and I almost ate them all. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, okay, Brother Sheldon.
Yeah, my last question was about, I had a friend I was talking to earlier, and he was telling me that he was having heart palpitations. And so I just wanted to know, what was your thoughts about that, or what somebody could do for those as a remedy?
It depends on what's happening. Heart palpitations can be coming from like having high anxiety, because you have people that go to the doctor and they're feeling this heart palpitation or heart is beating fast, and the doctor will say, "Oh, everything checks out," but they're not looking at the nervous system and even considering what the person could be going through. Um, do you know if the person is smokes or drinks?
Like smoke, like tobacco products, or just smokes in general?
Smoking weed.
Yeah, like he smokes weed, but I know he has a lot of other things going on as well, like job, school, kids, things like that as well. Also,
Okay, so he's dealing with high stress. So you can get him on a ashwagandha, like he was talking about earlier. That would be a good one. That comes in all kind of forms: extracts, capsules, powder, tea, what have you. I always tell people to get it in the best form. You have some that might be more potent than others, but you want to make sure that people are consistent. So according to the person's lifestyle, like if it's something where they're going to be on a go on a regular basis and they can't do tea, just things like that, then have the tincture, the extract, and because you can carry that. And then also do have a B complex, at least 50 to 100 milligrams a day of B complex. And then all these different things, also try to find them in foods, as well. Like bee pollen is really good. It has a lot of B vitamins, as well as, of course, the sea moss, which has everything, most things. And then this is what I was going to close with, which was meditation. Right now, if I'm not meditating while I'm here in this place right now, I don't even know how to even deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you're not paying attention or you cutting off the TV, whatever, the energy is there, the frequency is there. Somebody's going to be talking about it. Somebody's going to bring, and we are in a situation where we don't know what is going to happen next. The changes are happening so fast. And even though they've already been happening, if you kept up with everything, they've already been going, but now things are happening so fast too, where it's like, okay, we need to really pack up and go tomorrow.
Right.
You see? So even dealing with that, so it's like while you're here, of course, everybody can just get up and go. You have to find time to meditate, whether it's sometime in the morning when you first wake up before you get out of bed. Me, I pour my libations to the Most High and to my ancestors every morning, and I have my meditation that way, and I go into specifics of what I need help with. And then, just going to a calm, situation where I can be quiet, no music, no cell phone, even in a dark space where you can really focus. And I just feel what I know is you see better with your eyes closed.
Right. Okay. And if it was just like smoking weed, like, are you saying smoking weed leads to heart palpitations as well?
Well, the sativa, because it can make people, kind of anxious or
Right.
paranoid or what have you.
Right.
And he might be not understand, it's time, it's stress, that's something
Right.
you can do quick to bring it down. But maybe he might want to go into doing like CBD,
Oh, okay.
something like CBD, and then that also would help, with his heart palpitations, nervousness and things like that.
All
But
right,
then
cool.
also the food, if he's eating like a high acidic diet, lots of like again, the starchy foods, sugary foods, then that's going to make a difference in his nervous system as well. You got to think, if you put acid on something, it burns it. Just
Right.
imagine your nervous system has a capillary wall around it, around the nerve, and if you um, deteriorate that nerve, now that wall, now you have the nerve that's exposed, and just like if you had a wire from a plug or what have you, and a cord, and if you were to take that cover off, then you start to see that it will start to short circuit. It's kind of
Right.
like the same concept.
Right.
Yeah. So the acidic food, you have to really watch that. And
Okay.
like I said, people can change. They're not looking to change overnight unless they're in a either a diehard situation. But at least I'd rather have people that add in as opposed to taking away. Because when you start telling people to take away their different habits and their different foods and different things, you might get into a fight.
Right. For sure.
So it's easier to say, you know what, why don't you drink this juice, even make it for them, make a
Mhm.
smoothie for them, and tell them what's in it. Make some, do some juicing. Even if it's just something simple as you can always get fresh orange juice in a lot of places, and just tell them just to include more fresh food into their diet, fresh fruits and vegetables, and then when they start doing that, eventually they're going to start taking away, start eating less of the foods that are not good for their body.
Got you.
Mm.
Thank you.
All right. So Dr. Sharita, are you concluding or have you concluded?
I'm concluding. You see better with your eyes closed.
Okay, well, excellent information. I mean, like I said, we're going to keep coming back here. So hopefully, Dr. Sharita, you keep coming back here because the information is excellent. And I want to share with Kenya.
Yeah, just
Okay.
one last thing. I know, because I lead with love and compassion when I tell you guys things that I know. When she said meditation, it just brought to my awareness that they have these glasses and they're called mind folds. It's like being blindfolded, but you put these glasses on and you keep your eyes open, but you're in complete darkness.
Mm.
It's a good
Mindful.
time. It's good. It's good, like for mind mapping or creativity or just to increase your awareness. You know, because a lot of times when we close our eyes, our thoughts start going a zillion miles a minute, and so it's hard to meditate. So, but these mindfolds, they completely block any light out while you still have your eyes open. So, and they're not expensive either.
Interesting. Interesting. That's
Mhm.
thanks for
Mindful.
that tidbit. That's a good tidbit right there. Okay, well, look, everyone, it's been very exhilarating to get this information. And what I want to do is I want to share with everyone what we have tomorrow and on Wednesday. So I'm going to share the screen. If you are interested or if you can't make it, these recordings are on YouTube and the audio is on the website. And this is the website, by the way, Community Education Network. And that's the show this evening right there. So on Tuesday, tomorrow, we have the concluding part of the history of the Black Studies Department at Cal State Long Beach. And this is the 8th part of this. So we've been having very, educational, historical information on these shows. It's a guy named Ernest McBride that's been coming on the show, and he's over 80, and he could remember that Malcolm X was in Long Beach back in the mid 50s. And I didn't even know Malcolm X visited Long Beach back in the 50s. So the information has been very, very good. So we have one more of those shows. If you're interested, come on by. It's usually a good amount of people there. And then on Wednesday, we have a brother out of Baltimore, one of our team members, Brother Muko. And then we're going to have also Mr. Bobby. I think he's going to attend. He was the co-host of the Neely Fuller show. Well, it's called the Counter Racist Code Show. And Neely Fuller, one of our grand elders, just passed away on February 1st. And he was 95 years old. And he made it his business to work until his death. His last show was in November. And I owe a lot to this brother. So we're going to honor him on Wednesday. And that's the 2 shows we have coming up, tomorrow and Wednesday. I appreciate everyone.
President Chris Welson, right? President Chris Welsing's
He's the mentor.
mentor.
Yes, the Francis Chris Welsing. Yes. So
Do we just click the same Zoom link that we used tonight?
you go to the website. Let me show you. Show that again. Just go to the website, Community Education Network. This is the home page. And you just scroll down here. And then under each show, you says join Zoom meeting here. So that's where you do it. And you'll be right in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And your YouTube channel is the same thing?
Yes, Community Education Network. You'll see these labels right here. All right. Well, it's been real, everybody. We're going to take our pause. Thanks for attending. Appreciate it. Each one teach one in Conscious Corner. Continue having a great day, people.
One love, everybody.
Peace.
Thank you for having me. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
One love, Ashe.